Alrighty, now we're in Sport Plus, so let's check out the handling and performance of these tyres on some fun roads. Initial pull away is good grip. Approaching a corner quite fast now. So what are the best tyres for the C43 AMG? Stay tuned to find out. So after hours and hours of research, I decided to go for the Michelin Pilot Sport 4s, and I truly believe these are the best tyres for this car. And in this video, you're going to find out exactly why. Now, my C43 right here has just been fitted with 4 brand new Michelin Pilot Sport 4s, and we're going to go out for a drive and we're going to test them. Right guys, so before we get started with the review, let's talk about the 2 types of Pilot Sports and why I went for the regular Pilot Sport 4s over the S. So if you were to put these tyres next to each other and say which is the best tyre, you would probably pick the Pilot Sport 4 S version. It's more expensive, it's more sporty. Logic dictates we would buy this one over the regular one. But the reason why I bought the regular one, and I think it might be better for this car, is this. So if we look at the C43, and in this case we put it next to a C63 for example, the C43 is geared up to be your everyday driver. It's capable of doing pretty much everything. It's capable of fun, but it's also very practical. And the 4-wheel drive system gives it this amazing grip and traction and safety and assurance while driving. Now, because of this, the C43 is the ultimate mixture of comfort and fun, whereas the C63, for example, is mainly geared towards the fun. It's a little bit more extreme. It's got the extra 2 cylinders. It's full rear-wheel drive, so it likes to go sideways. It's very tail-happy. You really need to have your wits about you and have some experience if you're going to drive one of those cars, because you could easily lose it on a roundabout. So for that reason, in a C63, you're going to want to go for absolute maximum grip available for tyres. So for a C63, you would always go for the S variant of these tyres because it's a more track-focused car, whereas the C43 is kind of a combination of comfort and sportiness. And because it's got so much grip and traction already, I think that it might be better to actually go for the non-S version of the tyre. And the reason for that is that actually it's a little bit more comfortable, it's a little bit more softer. So by going for the non-S version, you're going to benefit from more comfort in the car. And yes, you're going to lose out a little bit of sportiness and grip, but because of the 4-wheel drive system and how much grip and traction the car already has, I don't think you're going to notice that at all. So that's why I opted for the regular version. But guys, please post some comments and let me know what you think. This is my opinion and this is from my experience, and we're going to find out now in the review if these tyres really hold up to what I'm talking about. So let's head out for the drive. Okay, so first impression drive with the Michelin Pilot Sport 4s. This is how this video is going to go. So first we're going to do a general drive. I'm going to talk about my initial impressions of the tyres. Then we're going to pop it into Sport Plus and we're going to do a handling test. We're going to do some fast driving around some windy, bendy roads, which is going to be lots of fun. Then we're going to pop the car into comfort mode and we're going to do a comfort test, and we're going to see if these tyres have improved comfort. They're a little bit softer than the run flats, so I'm hoping they do. And then we're going to do a few more tests as well. Okay, so first impressions are great. I just navigated out of my tight estate and getting around all those tight bends and gaps. It was a lot easier than it was on the run flat stock tyres, the Pirelli P0s, because of the crabbing issue, and they just wasn't very good when you had the wheel under full lock. It all kind of stiffened up, whereas it's a lot softer in these tyres. I'm going to say slightly lighter, but not in a bad way, where the steering becomes light and you feel less in control. It's more that it allows you to go to full lock and you can really sort of get into those gaps a bit more. Comfort is good too. First impression on the comfort, it feels more comfortable. Not extremely more comfortable, but you can really tell that the tyres are a bit softer and it just seems to glide a little bit better on the road. I'm feeling a bit like the road noise has been reduced a little as well, which is great. It's very smooth just driving down here, and we're staying in a perfect straight line letting go of the wheel. Another thing I wanted to discuss as well is performance in the wet, because that's very important in a tyre. And I don't know if you can notice in the video, but it is raining today. It rained yesterday, so the roads are already a little bit damp. It's not raining too heavy right now, but it's good that we can kind of test it in the wet and see how the tyres perform. time for a bonus wet test. What we're going to do, we're going to speed to 60 miles an hour down there, we're going to brake and test the brakes, then we're going to go round the roundabout and come back, and it's all in the wet. It was raining all day yesterday and it's raining now, so this is a good test for the rain. So 3, 2, 1, launch. Traction was brilliant, braking was excellent. Now let's see how it handles the roundabout. That was perfect, if I may say so. The roundabout, we went round at high speed, no slip at all in the back. Really, really good grip. Good job, Pilot Sports. Alrighty, now we're in Sport Plus, so let's check out the handling and performance of these tyres on some fun roads. Initial pull away is good, good grip. Approaching a corner quite fast now. Feels great, lots of grip. Very, very confident going through. This is of course the natural grip of the C43 because of its all-wheel drive, but the tyres are a very important component, so they're the only part that actually touches the ground, so don't cheap out on tyres. Oh, it's just so lovely to drive this car, and this is such a fun road, and the tyres are performing excellently. Ooh, a little bump in the road there, well, hill rather. Goes through your stomach. Going down to another corner now. Stopping power is great as well. Just got this real feeling of confidence on the road on these rubbers. So yeah, being in Sport Plus mode, obviously you get the whole full power of the car. Everything's a bit more crazy, and it really kind of is a great way to give the tyres a test, especially on a road like that. We're going to find some more roads and we're going to do a pull away test. The thing that I love about these tyres and the C43 in general on a good pair of tyres is it's just so, you just feel so safe. You can do really stupid things like this and you know the car's not going to try and kill you. And for some people want their cars to try and kill them because it's fun to fight back, but for me, I like to just always have the power and be able to always use that power whenever I want, and this car just allows that, and with a great set of tyres, even more so. Now we'll talk about comfort a little bit more later in this video, and we'll pop it in comfort mode, but just in Sport Plus mode here, which is the most hardcore setting, it still feels quite comfortable, and I don't know if you can hear that noise. This is a terrible road. There's lots of bumps, but the tyres, you know, they're holding up quite good. Oh, it's so much fun. Right, let's pull in here and let's see what it's like going from a stop and accelerating really hard. We're basically going to launch the car. This seems like a good safe spot to do some launching. Let's see what happens with these tyres from a complete standstill on a proper launch. We'll wait till it's nice and safe, and then we're just going to floor it and go for it. Okay, here we go. We're going to test it. Well, I don't know if you guys could feel that on the video, but it launched nicely. There was absolutely no slip at the back or the front, and the tyres did a fantastic job of keeping us on the ground. That was fun. Let's watch it again, but from the outside view. Right, so now let's talk about the comfort of these tyres. So we're on an A road now, we've got it in comfort as you saw, we've got the AMG Performance exhaust turned off, we're just cruising basically, and I just want to see how the tyres hold up with road noise and comfort. So right now, if I let go of the wheel, you can see we're very, very straight, car feels great, very comfortable in my seat, and also reminder, we are in wet conditions as well. So we're going to go around this roundabout now, we're going to see how it gets round the corner in. So here we go, braking. Great, as always, if I let go of the steering wheel, it stays in a perfect straight line. We'll just get round past this lorry. A bit quicker than I normally would have in the comfort test. So, you know, just going down here now, we're just going to cruise. Just handles perfectly, feels great. Picking up the speed now. We're now at the max speed. We have to slow down because there's a speed limit, but everything feels very stable and in place. I don't feel like I'm going to lose control at all. It just feels really, really smooth. Much smoother than the run flats did that I originally had. We're just gliding around this roundabout now. I don't feel any loss of grip around the back at all. If we accelerate out now, it's just like butter. I'm going to let go of the wheel, we're just going to go in a straight line. Car keeps absolutely straight, no loss of control, lovely grip, comfort. I'm really, really pleased with these tyres as far as comfort goes. Time now for an extra handling test. We're going to go round the roundabout in full lock in Sport Plus and see if there's any loss of grip. Now it is raining, remember. I wanted to try this in the dry, but hey, try it in the rain. If it handles it in the rain, I'm sure it'd be fine in the dry. So we're literally going around now. We're at a very, very hard lock in the wheel. We're going around. It is absolutely flawless. I don't feel any slip in the back at all, and the front feels great too. So we keep going round and round and round and round. You'll see exactly what I mean. One more time for good measure. We have to slow down, but that's fine. We can show slowing down and speeding up. And what we'll do when we come off the roundabout, we'll accelerate hard and we'll see how the grip is in the back wheels. Coming off now, I'm going to floor it. So I don't know if you saw, I didn't even straighten the car before I floored it, and there was absolutely no loss of grip in the back. And it's wet, remember? It was raining all day yesterday and it's still raining now. So how good is that? Okay, so one more test for you guys. Let's talk about brakes. I know I've touched on the brakes and said they're good, but I haven't tried an emergency stop in the rain. So let's see what happens if we suddenly have to stop now. We're going 30 miles an hour. Oh no, there's a deer. Didn't slip at all. The noise you heard there was the brakes. I really hammered them down. That was good. So there we have it, guys. That is my full review of the Michelin Pilot Sport 4s, which I highly recommend to you guys if you drive one of these cars. Just to be clear, guys, I'm not sponsored by Michelin or anything like that. No payments for this video or anything. I'm just a genuine guy who bought 4 tyres for the car that he loves, and I want to share my experience with you guys and help guide you, because I know the tyre market can be a bit tricky sometimes. There's so many options. What's the best tyre for the car? And obviously the tyres are a very, very important part of the car. They're the only part that actually touches the ground. So if you've got an expensive car, then you need the best tyres. Which of course leads me on to the next thing, value for money. And how much did I pay for these 4 tyres? Well, to be honest, guys, I actually got a cracking deal on these tyres. I paid just under £600 for all 4 tyres and for fitting of all 4 tyres. Now, if you're buying new tyres, particularly for a performance car, I always recommend buying them online. If you go to the dealership, you're always going to get ripped off, unfortunately, because they have a margin and it's pretty high. I used a website called blackcircles.com. I've used it for years. I'm not affiliated with them in any way whatsoever, but I wanted to let you guys know how I bought my tyres. For me, they're just a great website I've always used, and they've saved me a ton of money on tyres. So if you want to pick up a pair of these cheap like I did, head on to blackcircles.com. Right, guys, so that wraps this video up. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful if you're looking for tyres for your C43. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. It really helps me in the channel out. If you want to see more great content on this car and other cars, then hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time.